time of something that happened in my boarding school. All right. So we're gonna have like really just one character, a teacher, and her name is gonna be Teacher. Cause I'm not gonna keep up with the names. So hold on. So there's like a bunch of stories I could tell y'all about Teacher, but I'm just gonna like tell y'all this one particular story. And depending on how it does, I might do another one. But let's start with this one. So obviously I went to a boarding school back in my country and everything, and let's just say, I don't know if I should say this teacher was jealous or envious or she just didn't like me, but I wouldn't say she didn't like me because at a point she was all buddy buddy with me, and then kind of like, yeah. Okay, so this one day we had like combined classes with A class. So it's A and B class, but A class came to B class, which is my class. I'm in B class. So the teacher was like teaching and everything. Everything was going all right. I sit down at the back with my friend at that time. And the people in front of me were like boys, and obviously it's combined classes, so people are like trying to share seats with each other and all of that. So the boys in front of us were like making a lot of noise, and everybody was talking. I was talking at that point with my friend, right? But then eventually the teacher was like, "Oh, you guys need to stop talking. You guys are making too much noise, all of that, blah 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 blah." So she tells me, and when she's saying all of that, she's actually talking to me and my friend. So we're like, okay, bet. We stop talking and all of that. That goes by. Then the noise starts again. Like, people start talking again. Bear in mind, we're not talking this time around. It's not like America that you tell a student not to talk and they keep talking. No, you will get slapped. So, what's it called? She says to stop talking, and the boys in front of us get to talking again. I still remember who was talking to this day. Yes, you. Light skin is you. So, anyways, she turns around, and bear in mind, like I said, those dudes in the front were like just yapping nonstop, and they were loud too. So she eventually, at a point, she like called me out, and I'm kind of like confused. I'm like, we call our teachers aunties, all of that. I was like, aunties, no mule, it's no me, it's no mule. That is not me. Basically, like, cause it's not me. So she tells me to come out, and I come out respectfully, everything. So she's like, "Oh, I need to lie down on the floor." And bear in mind, our floor is like concrete. So it's like, yeah. And it's dirty because we just swept our class and left all the dirt packed at the corner and all of that. So she's like, "I need to lie down on the floor, lay down on the floor." I'm like, "Nah, auntie, I'm not going to lie down. I can't lie down on the floor. I can't lay down on the floor. Because what do I look like laying down on the floor with my clothes?" So I let her know I can't lay down, and she's like mad and everything. And bear in mind, she has her little cane, her stick, otale. If you know what that is, you know. If you don't, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like a stick, just a stick, a long stick, thin stick, but them thin ones hurt a lot. So she used the cane to basically flug me, which whip me. I don't know how to say it in a way that y'all understand. Flug means hit. So she hit me with the cane once, right? And then I knelt down. She's like, "Oh, I need to lie down. I need to lay down on the floor." And I'm like, auntie, I cannot lay down on the floor. I can't lay down on the floor. And she hits me again. Bear in mind, I don't want to get hit, so I just lay down. I'm obedient. I lay down, okay? So literally she has me laying down on the floor for the whole class. And keep in mind, it's kind of like doing dry season. So it's kind of cold and dusty. So it's not really good to be on the floor. So it's like just cold there. And I just have my day dress on, green, and, if you went to my school, you know. If you didn't, then just listen to the story. But I have my day dress on and all of that. So it's like, it wasn't really keeping me like together, so it's actually kind of cold, and plus it's dusty. Like I told y'all, we just cleaned up our class and everything. So she's still talking, teaching the class and all of that. And then when she was done teaching the class and everything, she took her cane. When I tell you, she took her cane and just started flogging me. Like, it felt like she was hitting me with a drum. Like, when they're hitting a drum, yeah, with them sticks. That's how I felt. She was literally flogging me. How many? I don't know. But she flogged me so many times. But I don't think I cried at all. But then she finished flogging me, right? And you would think, okay, you're done hitting me, everything. That's cool, right? Nah, this lady proceeds to like step on me. So I'm like, okay, 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 okay. She steps on me and then she exits the room. So I'm like getting up, thinking, okay, you're done doing whatever you want to do to me. Bet, no problem, no wahala. So I'm getting up and then she's from the window talking about, oh, Miss C, did I tell you to get up? Did I tell you to stand up? So I knelt back down and then she walked away. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm just staying on my own, right? So I just get back to my seat and I get to talking with my friend because I'm like saying, am I going crazy or wasn't it them that was talking and stuff like that? And it was them that was talking because I know I stopped talking after the first time she told me to stop talking because bear in mind, I already had this feeling that this lady didn't like me already. So it's like, avoid it, you know? So eventually, I think before the end of afternoon class and everything, one of the girls from A class, she came in to call me and she was like, oh, Miss Teacher is calling you. And I'm like, huh? Because why would she be wanting to call me? Like, I don't got nothing to do with you, you know? So she's like, oh, she said to call you. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. And she's like, I think she said that I need to come with her now. But eventually I go to the teacher's class and everything. And then the lady's talking to me. And why did this lady tell me a whole me, Ify, needs to write her an apology letter? And I'm kind of looking like, in my mind, I'm like, what do I have to apologize for? Because the last time I checked, you was the one that made me lay down on the floor. And y'all can't even say, oh, nobody made you lay down on the floor. No, she made me lay down on the floor. If you're African, you know. If you're not, then you probably don't understand what I mean by that. But you should. But anyway, she made me lay down on the floor, and then you're telling me to apologize to you. Not only did you make me lay down on the floor, you flogged me mercilessly, and you also had the audacity to step on me with your dirty shoes. And then you tell me to write an apology letter? Ah, you're crazy. But anyways, I'm just quiet or whatever. She's just talking. She's like, oh, you need to write me an apology for what you did. If not, I'm going to take you to the principal's office. And I'm just kind of looking at this lady and I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, 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 okay. Because it's like, if you tell them no, it's going to be like, I'm not trying to stay in there and talk to you for any longer, you know? So I'm like, bet, okay, and then I leave. And you would think that, oh, she was just saying that just to say that, but she was actually kind of serious about it. And she kept bugging me about this letter, but I don't think I ever wrote her an apology letter, because what am I really apologizing for? But eventually this lady started to tell my friends to stop talking to me. I know one of my closest friends that time, the one I was actually sitting beside in class and everything, she had stopped this girl one day outside and she was like, oh, you need to stop talking to Cindy, this and that. She's a bad person. She's a bad influence. And I'm kind of looking at it like, this is crazy. Because when I tell you, I never did anything to this lady. Like, I'm one of the people that you ask a question, I'll answer the question in class. I'll raise up my hand to answer the question. You don't even have to call on me. But then eventually this lady just kind of changed. And I'm kind of like, what? What? Like, this lady picked on me so much. Like, another time she picked on me, we was like in a class or whatever. I think we just came back from our break and I came back later on. I didn't come back the day we were supposed to come on or something like that. And I said, it was like, I think this was like in JS2 or whatever. So I don't know, she was calling on me to answer a question or whatever. And I didn't know the answer. So I kind of said I didn't know it. And then she told me to come outside. And she had asked my friend, and my friend answered it. Bear in mind, I just came back to school. So how am I supposed to know what you taught someone the day before? Don't be stupid. But my friend gets it right. And she told my friend, oh, she's going to have to flug me and all of that. So I'm like, no problem. Hit me. Because it's like, it's not your fault. She told you to hit me. But my friend is like, oh, she doesn't want to hit me. She doesn't want to hit me. And she's like, oh, if you don't hit her, she's going to hit her instead. So my friend's like, okay, bet. She takes the cane and the lady flugs me too. And then eventually the lady gets asking about notebooks and she's checking our notebook. Bear in mind, my notebook is complete until like the last few days that I wasn't in school. And then she's like, she's checking it and everything. And she's like, oh, why is your note not complete? This and that. And I'm like, because Auntie, I just came back. I haven't even, like, you know what? I never even dropped back. You can't ask me rubbish question. But anyway, so fast forward another Saturday class in the same area. I didn't bring my notebook, y'all, because Keep in mind, sometimes during Saturdays, we don't have classes. So it's like you don't really come with your stuff. And we have a locker, so I keep my notebooks in there. But they started to steal people's notebooks and all of that. So I didn't have my notebook in there. So she asked for a notebook and everything. And I told her that I didn't have mine. But I told her that my notes were up to date and everything. But like I said, this lady didn't like me. So I'm pretty sure she did not believe me. So she's like telling me, oh, go to her class and kneel down. So I get up, walk to her class, and I'm kneeling down like an obedient student I am, you know? So it takes like a long time because this lady literally teaches our class. Like, it's like you have a whole lesson before you come to attend to me. And it's giving like, why would you kick me out of the class if you was going to teach us a whole lesson? Because I know the next day you're going to want to ask me a question. Like, am I tripping? I don't think I am. But so eventually she finishes and everything and she comes to her class and stuff. And then she's just sitting there on her phone. And I'm kind of looking like, And bear in mind, before she came into the class, everybody was like asking, what did I do? And I'm like, I don't even know what I did. She asked me where my notebook is. I said, I don't have it. And she told me to come kneel down. So I'm like, oh, hi, okay. So this is like the steak and story I'm telling y'all right now, okay, about this teacher. So she's just on her phone and everything. Fast forward a little bit time, and she starts to talk to me. She's like, oh, so you don't have your notebook or something like that? And then I'm like, no, I forgot in the hostel and all of that. And she tells someone to go to the staff room and get them a cane. Ask this auntie for that cane. And they got it or whatever. So she's just talking and talking and talking. I don't even remember what she was saying. But once they brought the cane and everything, she was like, open your hand. Basically, they flug us in our hands. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to get flugged in my hand. I was like, you can flug me on my back because I don't know if just something, I don't feel the pain on my back, really. I'd rather get hit on my back with a bunch of sticks, bricks, than on my hand because I got to do stuff with my hand, y'all. It's a boarding school. I got to carry my water, eat, all of that. So, yeah. It's not no bougie high school, not high school, boarding school that you get everything. Now, maybe you got to do everything on your own. Yeah. So, what's it called? She tells me to open my hand, and I refuse to open my hand. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get hit on my hand. So, I'm like, I'm showing my back because it's like, I want to get hit on my back. You're going to hit me where I want to be hit since you want to hit me. So, what's it called? Eventually, she gets to hitting me, right? And bear in mind, I have like a pen in my hand. And I'm just like this. She's hitting me, so I'm kind of like this, basically like blocking off anything that's going to hit me anywhere else. And I'm just like really just arching my back, if we're being honest. And she gets to flugging me like really bad. And then she hurts herself because bear in mind, like I did not do this on purpose. Like I had a pen in my hand, but I didn't really realize I had a pen in my hand until like I realized, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I don't know. But y'all, the pen poked her and it like actually hurt her. So she was bleeding a little bit. And she seen it and she was like, so this girl, you basically you hurt me. So you have injured me. And I'm like, oh, auntie, sorry, I didn't mean to. And so she was like, you didn't mean to, stuff like that. You had a pen. And I'm like, I'm just kind of quiet. And then she gets the cane and even flugs me even more. And let's talk about when she wanted to do it again. And then I'm like, auntie, it's okay. Like, do you want to kill me? Basically, like, asking, do you want to me? Because it's like, you're flogging me like I'm an animal. You're hitting me like I'm a... Like, my own mother never hit me like this and you're hitting me like this. So I was basically telling her, like, it's okay, all of that. And she didn't listen. Next, y'all, when I tell you the next thing I heard was I heard it on my face. Like, this lady slapped the daylight out of me. Yo, it was on this side. I'm not gonna forget. She literally slapped the daylight out of me. Like, you know when they say like you hearing bells dingling up in your ear? Yes, like y'all, I was hearing for the whole day. Like, I kid y'all not. But that slap was really powerful, and eventually she just left me there. And then her friend, we used to call that lady Auntie Gwegwe. If you went to my school, you know Auntie Gwegwe. Her. So she eventually came and she was like, what happened and all of that. And she got to talking to tell her story. And I'm just there because nobody asked for my opinion. So I'm just there listening. So eventually the teachers leave and everybody's like, dang, Cindy, Like, basically everybody's like hyping me up, because usually, like, imagine getting hit so many times like that and then eventually getting slapped, and you did not, like, you did not stutter, you did not move, you did not cry, baby. But let me tell you something, you do not want to cry in my school, because they are going to use that to taunt you for the rest of their lives. But anyways, y'all, I do miss some of my classmates, you know. I miss y'all. And I'm actually glad that some of y'all watched this video, because, you know. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this little mini story time. I was kind of bored, and I'm on the phone with my cousin. And I'm like, let me just do this little story time. Y'all could probably hear her in the background. You want to say hey? Okay. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this little story time. It might be posted on YouTube or TikTok. But make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Why you gotta fight with me?